right, back out on trail. This weekend, I am up in Land O'Lakes State Forest, just like southeast of Remer, in Bigfoot country. So my plan this weekend was to camp at this gorgeous dispersed site. Kind of dispersed. It's got a metal fire ring and a picnic table, and it's actually got a outhouse. I don't know if you can even see it on camera. It's kind of behind the Jeep right there. There's an outhouse across the road over there. So a gorgeous spot. It's a gorgeous day. It's only probably 13 degrees out here. I mean, the wind makes it a little bit colder, but it was going to be a great camp out. But this video is going to end extremely quickly because, as you can see, I've got my stuff sitting out here. I'm starting to set up. The ground is frozen solid as cement. I can't get any stakes in the ground. I've tried so many different methods, and the only method I can think of is to pour some water on the ground, soften up the ground, and try to get the stake in. So that was kind of my last resort. I tried that. No luck. So I've got to head back home. This is not going to be a camp out anymore, but I'm going to explore these forest roads in this area. They've been pretty fun. Only about half of them are plowed, and they probably got a good 6 to 8 inches last night, maybe more. There's some spots where it's pretty deep out here. But like I said, I wanted to camp. I had a hot tent plan. You know, I've got wood in the back, my truck, but I can't get stakes in the ground. And without getting stakes in the ground, I'm at a loss of what to do. You know, without a tent, I can't camp. Can't really camp in my truck tonight. It's supposed to get down to negative 13 tonight. So camping in the truck is kind of out of the question. I'm just not gonna let my truck run all night. That's the only way I'd be warm all night. And I'm only about 3 hours from home. So I think my plan is just gonna be now to cancel the camping trip, explore these forest roads out here. There's a whole lot of offshoots on these roads, and I've already seen, gosh, I bet 6 or 7 dispersed camping spots out here. And here is the outhouse. Like I said, just a gorgeous spot. There's even a little area right over here that if you want to camp right there, you can camp right there. But these roads right here, this goes down quite a ways into the middle of nowhere. I mean, I am in an area where there is no cabins, no houses, no nothing until you're pretty much to Remer. So you can understand why this is Bigfoot territory. This is very, very remote. There is, like I said, nothing for a long, long way out here. But I'm going to stop babbling. I figured I had to talk a lot just to kind of let you know what was going on. Not going to be camping like I thought I was, but like I said, I'll explore these forest roads and show a little something for everybody to see and something to remember my trip by. Got to get different type of stakes for ice. Obviously I need those stakes that screw into the ice because now that I'm walking too, I'm seeing, I don't know if you can really tell, this is all ice. Like everywhere is just a layer of ice out here. So my chances of camping tonight are 0. I'm gonna pack up what I have out right here, and then like I said, I'm just gonna start exploring. I'll make a video and show me driving around. I'll show the forest, show what I can. If I see a Bigfoot, I'll show a Bigfoot. But like I said, this camp out isn't happening, so I'll check back in later once I get everything all packed up and get on the road. Alright, what I've decided to do is just kind of walk around the lake and check everything out, see if I can't find any big footprints in the snow. Now, I truly don't expect to see any kind of footprints out here, but as I'm walking, I'll tell you the story of the whole folklore of Bigfoot here in Remer, Minnesota. Apparently in the late 1800s, around 1865 or so, was when the first sightings were seen of Bigfoot. And then once the loggers came in this area, they started to talk more and more about seeing something in the woods, something that wasn't a deer, something that wasn't a bear, something that wasn't a moose. People didn't believe them. Then around 1900s, close to the 1900s, it was getting to be to the point where everybody had seen them in this area. And it was just common to see them like you would see a deer or a moose or a bear, to the point where people didn't even talk about it anymore. Apparently then William Remer, the founder of Remer, he was a postman and something else. I think he might have worked for the logging too. I could be wrong. But point being is he was a guy who didn't believe in the Bigfoot, but eventually started seeing the Bigfoot too. And then from what everybody was saying, as rumor went, that there was families of Bigfoots out here. People would see big ones, small ones, children Bigfoot. So it was a pretty common thing. And then by the time the 1930s rolled around, they were still here, and they were hanging out over by, I think it's Big Sand Lake, where most of the Bigfoot families were. So everybody just kind of kept it a secret and stayed away from that lake because they wanted them to stay here. They liked having the Bigfoots around. So more and more people talked less and less about them. So the biggest problem here was people wanted them to stay, but loggers were coming in, taking out their home, taking out their forests. So people think they either moved on, or for all people know, they just stopped talking about them completely to where nobody knows they're out here still. Apparently in 2003 there was a trail cam footage, a trail cam picture that caught a Bigfoot. So that's kind of the most recent sighting. But as far as like my personal opinion, I personally don't believe they're in this area. I personally do believe Bigfoots exist. I believe they exist in the Pacific Northwest. I don't believe they exist here in the Midwest, here in Minnesota. But like I said, it's a cool little folklore tale to talk about and explore the area. Like I said, this area is so remote that it would be very easy for something to hide out here. But at the same time, I don't really think it's all that remote for a Bigfoot. But like I said, I'm gonna explore this area, walk around. I'll take some footage and show the area, and it's just so beautiful and peaceful and quiet out here. So I will check back in here in a little bit. Alright, I'm still kind of exploring around the back forest roads of the Land O'Lakes State Forest. And like I said, it is so gorgeous out here just from the fresh snowfall that happened. And I'm on just every road I'm choosing to take I'm breaking trail on every road, which makes it just gorgeous out here. I love breaking trail on forest roads when the snow's 6 to 10 inches deep. I love it. It's just my favorite thing, especially being out in the middle of nowhere in the woods where there's just nothing out here for long ways. It's very easy to get lost out here on these forest roads. So luckily you do have reception out here, so you can follow kind of where you're going on Google Maps to make sure you're not getting completely totally turned around and lost. But I'm gonna head out to the Ben Draper Fire Tower before I take off. It's been a long day already of exploring. It's probably 2 o'clock. It's about 1:58 right now. So I'm gonna check out the Ben Draper Fire Tower that's near here, and then I'll probably call it from there. But I went to the Ben Draper Fire Tower in the summer, and it was pretty darn beautiful. So I would imagine it's gonna be pretty darn beautiful this time of year too. So I will check back in once I get to Ben Draper Fire Tower. Well, I'm up at the tower, and what the heck happened behind me? Looks like something stirred up the land out here. Could have been a Bigfoot. No, you can tell like the tracks that are around here. Must have been like some deer or moose or something. But yeah, they kind of really made a mess right there. But here is the Ben Draper Fire Tower, and like I said, I was here in the summer when I was exploring campsites. I didn't find one that day. I later on learned that there was 15-20 minutes away a nice campsite. But we will come up here if I can. If I can walk up here. I don't know if I can. It's too slick. It's all ice. Well, there she be, the Ben Draper Fire Tower. I'm not going up the hill right there for this exact reason. It is nothing but ice underneath all this snow, and that's just a little too steep to just walk up without any ice spikes or anything like that. God damn it! Fuck! Shit! Oh God, fucking damn it! Oh! Yeah, see, that's why I didn't walk up there. Oh man, that was a bad spill. I nailed my ass, my back, my shoulder, my elbow, everything went bad on that one, man. Oh! I don't know what's going on, if there was like rain that came down before all this snow last night, because everywhere I've been, there's a good thick layer of ice underneath all this snow out here, and it is slippery, and I just experienced it, which is my sign to go home and call it for the day. No camp out. Didn't work out the way I planned, but that's kind of how things go when you're out here. Not all the time do things work out as planned. And what do you know, ironically, last time I left the Ben Draper Fire Tower, things were not working out as planned. So, like I said, no camp out. Beautiful day exploring the woods, though. So, definitely a good time out here, but I'm heading home. It's time for me to get the hell out of here. Catch me on the next one.